I got it.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're recording this. Is that any objections to recording this session?
No.
No. Okay, very good. So we'll keep this and we'll keep rolling. Okay, this is the In Business Links Network Festina Brothers webinar. Welcome, some of you. We've reached out to you either through Meetup or Start Meeting or Eventbrite, and also MailChimp. We do our email blast through MailChimp. So we would like to know if you can give us some feedback how you found out about this meeting. So Christine, how did you find out about this meeting today?
I get this through the IBLN.
Okay, very good. And I think you also registered, you just signed up today with the Eventbrite, right? You got that.
I forgot. You know, with a smartphone, I don't use my regular PC anymore.
Oh, so that's good. So you got it through your smartphone. So that's excellent. Well, that's really the common case. People are not using desktops any longer, and especially if if they're in a work environment, they really can't use the desktop because it's locked down with security issues and concerns. So if they want to join a webinar such as this, they normally have to do it through a smartphone or a tablet.
Right.
Is that right? Yeah. So so that's what we're doing. Okay, so now we're going to just introduce ourselves first here. In Business Links Network and also the Festina Brothers. As the Festina Brothers, we build apps for rock stars, and I'm Gary talking here. I do the graphics design for the group and also do all the business connections. We've filed a couple of copyrights for the group of some of the work that we've done. And also I was nominated for the Good Burger Award here in the St. Petersburg area, and that was quite nice recognition that I received. So now introduce the two brothers that are with us. Russ, you want to go first?
Russell. Yes. My name is Russ Festino. I'm a programming coder. That's a new word we have to add to the dictionary, proder. Would that work in Scrabble? I don't know. We'll find out. If it makes it popular enough, it will go in there, right? So I'm also a Microsoft Most Valuable Professional for my third year in a row. I just received my award for 2015 a few days ago, so I'm very excited about that. And as well as I am OutSystems Director of Evangelism. But Rich, you've got the story this month. You've got the story, so we're going to turn it over to you next.
Rich Festino here, Chief Audio Engineer. And,
hold on.
Go ahead. Rich Festino here, Chief Audio Engineer for FBI. And yes, I do have a story. I had the opportunity to re-meet one of my students that I taught several years ago. Her name is Ani DeFranco. After the show on a concert at the Capitol Theater on Wednesday night, I got to go backstage and meet Ani one more time for getting together after all these years. She was one of my students from about 35 years ago, and it was great just seeing her. And her show was just electrifying and riveting. She's a virtuoso at the guitar, and she has like 30 albums out. So what a night that was. It was really great. It was great to have
just there to hear and see a student of mine from like 10 years ago.
Okay, Rich, that's the lady that's next to you there. That correct? That on the slide, that's Ani DeFranco, who was one of your first students that you taught in that week of rock, and I think you saw it was just
Yes, that's correct.
That's right. Okay, very good. So that's what that picture is. That's Rich and Ani backstage in Clearwater at the Capitol Theater, which is a renovated theater from the Roaring 20s that they just updated, and it was a beautiful environment. And she held Richard to the very end. She did a meet and greet with several people from the audience, and he was the last one to go in because she wanted to keep it personal. So it was excellent. Okay, so we're going to move on.
Could be our next app.
Could be our next app. I think it's going to be our next app.
Wonderful.
All right. So speaking of apps, our first app is available out there. We hope everybody that's tuned in today is going to download it from one of the various art stores there, from Google, Amazon, or Windows, or even the iTunes App Store. And we've talked about this several times, but it's available. It's free. We're making upgrades all the time So please download the Jethro Tull app. That'd be great. And rate it, right? And then leave a comment. That's the most important thing. All right. So now it's your turn. All about you. So Christina, you're our guest here. Please tell us about yourself.
All right. My name is Christine Orris, and I'm a head nurse with the state of Connecticut. I was working in infection control or prevention full time. Now I just help out and do some consultation, and I have my foot in the door because I'm the treasurer of the Infection Control Nurses of Connecticut organization, which is a nonprofit. We're in business to help. Well, we'd like to build up more of a membership base, but we provide education and support to other nurses that are in the infection prevention field.
That's excellent. So you're doing that part-time or full-time?
It's a volunteer. I do it when I can.
Okay, that's excellent. Okay, but it's mostly in the evening, I take it.
Well, it's mostly like in the morning, because I work in the evening. So.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah. So on my days off, I'm just responsible for the treasurer's stuff, and then the support, the liaison between you and the Infection Control Nurses of Connecticut.
Great. That has worked out. I certainly appreciate the business of that. Okay, well, today's topic is monetization strategies for app development and social media. What that really means is when you build an app, you could do it for free, and most apps on the internet are free. But if you want to make a little bit of pocket change, there's some monetization strategies that we'd like to go over today, so that even for groups or organizations, so even the Infection Control Nurses of Connecticut, for example, could have an app and to announce all your webinars and activities, and also put up the white papers that you have, make those available. And then while you're doing that, it could be free to all your members. But for example, you could have an advertising bar at the bottom, and other groups that are relating to nursing could be advertising on that, and you could be making some pocket change. So it's not just for apps for entertainment, but it could be apps for organizations as well. So that's why we feel it's important to our users of these webinars to grasp. All right. So that's that topic. So as I mentioned, there are millions of apps out there in the stores, and most of them are free. So how do you develop a monetization strategy that gives you a little change? So we're going to go over that. As you can see, there's hundreds of apps, from Windows Store to Amazon Store to iTunes Store, and so forth. So just the facts. So the things are, the free apps are of course downloaded more than a paid app, and of course most people want to get something free, so they really think twice if they gotta pay for it. So one of the ways that the vendor or the person that's sponsoring the app can make money is through monetization. So monetization models for free apps can be superior to paid apps in that you may not get the initial investment for a paid app, but through monetization of banner ads and advertising, you might make a little bit more money than you would if you had the initial hit that you ask people to pay. And of course, the user experience is most important. You've got to make something that's very easy. We've all been there to the stores, especially on the desktop computers, for example, where you've been to a store and the checkout is very cumbersome, and you don't want it to be a cumbersome process. You want it to be fluid and desirable for the end user, and that's what we try to do with our in-app purchase experiences through monetization. So it's got to be easy for the user to get that desired purchase.
Pass it over to me.
We're going to pass it over to my brother here.
All right, I got it. You hear me okay?
Okay, there we go. All right.
Okay, I just muted Gary. Now, can you still hear me good? Okay. So let's share my screen. And here we go. We should see coming up right now. Okay, so you see that coming up? Okay, good. So, monetization strategy scenarios that work, right? These are all documented, and these are, you know, what all the app builders are using, right? One of these approaches, you know, hopefully it's going to be more than pocket change, like Gary said up at the initial. Some people like to make a, you know, this is their main line of business, right, is making money from applications. So that's where we hope to be someday at the Festina Brothers, and we're getting there, right? So we're getting the apps out, and so we're going to share, you know, some of our thought process on how to make money, right, with these apps. And the very first thing, of course, is advertising. This is tried and true, no matter how deep in history you go. And the advertising is generally done through an approved like advertising source for the different apps. Like Microsoft has the Pub Center, so you would use the Pub Center, or you have a few other ones that you can use, the Ad Rotator and so forth, that you could leverage in those environments. And then Google Play has their own, and iTunes has their own. So we'll go into a little bit more details on each of these, actually. Sponsorship endorsements are very, very important, right? So if you are building an app and you get it sponsored by Tom Hanks, guess what? You're going to get a lot of downloads, right, on the app. And downloads always help any monetization strategy. The more downloads you have, the better. In-app purchases. This is really, I think, the big area where you will make a lot more money. Your most amount of money is through in-app purchases. So basically the app would be free to get the downloads like Ari was talking about, and then you would have certain aspects of the app that either would be an upgrade or would either be a related purchase. And so these are things that you would consider building into your apps. Donations are brain dead easy, right? Just put a donation page into your app, and you know, some people do like to help you out, help the authors out. Then we got freemium, trial versus upsell strategies. We'll talk about that now. And the use of affiliate codes, another thing that kind of fell into our lap right when we were building this project, so we'll talk about some of that as well. So here's a screenshot I took from the Microsoft Pub Center. You can see a lot of wealth information. The main thing you see here is this ECPM right there in the corner. You can see the 21 cents per impression, so that is very good, and you can see lots of requests being made, not a whole lot of money. So you know, this is one of the things that you really need a serious amount of volume for, right, to really make money. But it's free, right? So you might as well put it in your app, and something is better than nothing no matter how you cut it. And you can see you know, all the different statistics that go along with that. So not only can you put this into your app and integrate advertising in, but there's a lot of good reporting around that. Again, like I said, this here is a snapshot from our Pub Center for the apps you wrote through Microsoft. Now, we did something a little bit interesting on the app for Jethro Tull. We always put the word, see that very first word in the circle there? Endorsed, right? So that gives us our, you know, part of our strategy point about getting endorsements. And again, this doesn't fit for every app, but at least you have endorsements, or you can look into getting sponsorships. Rich was talking to us the other day. Maybe we should look for, you know, sponsors in the app and highlight them somehow. So these are all different ways that you could actually get money for doing that type of approach. Here's an example of the in-app purchase. In the Jethro Tull app, we have two links for upcoming apps. So one's guitar lessons and one's a Tull puzzle. We haven't released those yet. Hopefully we'll get those out soon, but people are clicking on them. Right now we got placeholders on our website to say, you know, apps are going to be coming. And guess what? We're going to be making money from this, right? So we have an audience of several thousand Jethro Tull fans that have downloaded the app, and now when they go to click on those, they'll say, oh yeah, I want to play this puzzle game. I'll pay you 99 cents for that. It's got some Tull music in it, and it's a lot, looks like fun. Or the guitar lessons, I think, is going to be a huge hit. We've got a lot of interest there, and folks, you know, helping out. Rich is going to be, you know, building that app for us very shortly as well. And then the donate page. So here's an actual screenshot of our donation page. We have this up on our website as well as built into the apps on, I think it was, we got it in iOS, and we got it over in the Amazon store. And to use something like this in Android, Google Play, you need to use the official in-app purchase hooks, so it's doable there as well. And then you can see we gave them a few choices here: 99 cents, up to $4.99, and a custom amount that we can use. And so that is, an easy way to do that. And the way you can word that, we basically we tried two approaches here. We got ads on the Windows versions of the app, and we are ad-free currently on the Android and iOS versions of the app. So we're kind of testing the waters on this as well. But we did put a donate page in lieu of the advertising to see if we make more money with this way. But to be honest with you, I think we're going to end up putting both in all the apps, because we need all the opportunities to make money we can. And so we'll just reword that slightly about, not taking the ads or making it ad-free as a result of donating. We'll just reword that to help the cause, basically, is how it's going to be. Then we get to a very interesting part on freemium, and this is where you probably will spend most of your time when you're doing apps trying to consider how to monetize it. You want to consider a free trial strategy, a lot of different names for that, freemium or upsell or whatever you want to call it, but these are things you want to consider doing it. For example, in our Jethro Tull app, we're considering having a video pack that people can upgrade to in the app and get like another whole set of videos, or something like that we've seen. But how do you really determine, what kind of strategy you want to use? Well, that's where analytics comes in really handy. We've been using either Xamarin Insights for analytics to give us our exact usage, as well as Flurry Analytics we've used in the past and a few other tools. But basically, you want something that's going to be able to track the amount of clicks that you're getting and who's clicking on what in your app. In other words, for example, we know that we're going to be making money on the puzzle game, that we had for the in-app purchase, because we saw people clicking on that in the usage of the app. So we know there's interest there, which you wouldn't know necessarily. You'd just be doing assumptions if you didn't have that hardcore data to kind of make you go through that analysis process. When I was building my keyboard shortcut apps, there is a search button on there that I put in. I figured, well, this would be a good upgrade opportunity to put a search button in. But what I found was only 2% of the people were clicking on that search button. So that thought process, even though it sounded reasonable that, we'll make this an upgrade, or, you pay for this feature among other features, that one there was not an attractive feature to add in. To give you an idea of, what we're talking about, for example, we can build a search into our own Jethro Tull app, which might be more fruitful there, because people are always saying, oh, man, I know this song, I know the name, what album was that on? And right now, you kind of have to just, ping your way through the app to find that. So a search would be nice. Also, song lists we have, but we don't have direct access to songs in the app. So if you wanted to download a particular tune, that'd be another enhancement that we can have, as well as I've seen some apps for rock stars have live streaming shows. Right after they get done with the shows, hours after it, it will be streaming, right? So you want to be able to do that. And so a little success story. Okay, I went out to visit my grandkids over Father's Day over in Iowa, James and John. They're 1 and 3 years old. And the 3-year-old loves Thomas the Train. So anybody that's familiar with kids, that's a big hit right now. And so I downloaded the free Thomas the Train race app, and you get to race trains, right? So the app that's free comes down with Thomas the Train. And you can have 2 people be Thomas the Train and race each other. But what about all his friends, right? You got Thomas the Train, you got a bunch of friends. So in order to race against the friends, you got to download the purchased app, right? So it's an upgrade. And they get you, and it's like, oh, we'll sell you each friend for $5, or you can get a value pack with all 5 friends for $10. So guess what Grandpa did? He signed up for the $10 one, got it all at once, right? So this is a really great way of doing that. Gary, did you want to say something there? Or? Oh, that's great. Welcome to the session. Let me see here. We'll go ahead and bring this up here. And we got... Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll continue with this. So you like that story, Christine, huh? About that
Yep,
Thomas the Train?
I do.
Yeah, I mean, it really makes sense. You know, that's the type of thing you got to look at when you're doing these apps is what is the hook that will get people to download it, first of all. And again, that Thomas the Train, that's an example of a right endorsement, right? What we talked about. It's a branded thing, and people are going to download it just for the name alone. And then they're going to try it out, and then once they try it out, say, hey, this is a pretty cool thing. And, of course, my grandson's saying he wants to play with, you know, one of the friends he wants to come up, you know, and it's like, okay, all right, let me go down and download it. So that's how it works. And so, you know, the more ideas you get on this, the better. But the point of this whole discussion is you want this in your thought process right from the beginning when you're building the app. You want to say, okay, what's our core, you know, functionality we're going to deliver, and then what is the parts that you think we could make money with to doing an upsell or an upgrade? Make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. Now, the last piece, too, this kind of fell in our lap, was affiliate codes. This is another area. Again, this is not for all apps, but if your app will integrate with the various music services or any other really pay subscription service, look for that provider to have an affiliate program, and many of them do. We found out Xbox Music has an affiliate program, iTunes has an affiliate program, and the way this works is our app will go ahead and do a search and do a deep link right to, say they're looking at the Aqualung album from Jethro Tull. We'll go ahead and we put a link to it, but in the link there's a special set of characters that you put that the affiliate program will analyze and say, okay, this particular search for that album is coming from your app, and then they will give you credit for transferring the traffic to their site to potentially buy the album. And if they buy it, then we get trickle change from that as well. And believe it or not, Amazon and eBay also have affiliate programs. So those are, you know, really widely used right across the board. So that we're pretty excited about that as well. So affiliate codes is again, kind of a unique thing for, some applications will benefit from it. So and there's probably other things like that, but this is this is what we have found it works. So Gary, I'm going to turn it over to you, but Christine, you have any questions on anything that we covered so far?
No questions.
All right, let me go ahead and mute myself, and Gary, you can just take it from here.
Still.
All right.
All right, I'm going to
send me a warning
Yeah.
to click on it.
You're promoted.
Okay, accepted. And now we got to bring up the screen. Okay, good. Now these are many ways to contact us. And as you know, Christine, we've got the Facebook and Twitter and our online sources as well. So, and but do you think some more members of your organization would like to participate next month? We're looking for topics for next month. What would you like to see us discuss?
I wouldn't even know where to begin when it comes to
yeah. Do you think there might be an app in the cards for infection control nurses of Connecticut?
We're going to have a meeting in November. So now here's my thing. It's good to raise money, but so we're nonprofit, so we have to be kind of careful on.
That's right.
Membership is really our
right.
our source of income, and then each chapter, when they host one of those annual seminars.
Yeah. So
I'll have to ask them about that, and then I'll see, what do they call it says.
Because an app could be more for convenience for the members.
For the members, right? I understand that. So I will ask, how much does it cost to put together an app?
We don't know.
No, you brought up a good point, though, and I did want to echo that with the subscriptions, right? So along with membership goes subscriptions, and so with subscriptions as another way to monetize apps. So we should add that to the list. And how much does it cost to build an app? Basically, I think the going rate is around $25,000 for a fairly sophisticated app. Is what it is, but yeah, I mean, that's typically about how much time it will take if you multiply out of the hours and all that kind of stuff. So that would be a ballpark. Now, there's a lot of ways that can be done I guess the user can learn, right, how to use, like build an app with App Studio or something like that, but
Right.
that might lower the cost
Then
a little bit.
we also build apps for just the monetization strategy. Say we build the app, but then we make the revenue from all the advertising. So that's another way, and that would save the company from the cost of building the app. So that's another way. But those are things we could be discussed and worked out when there is a need for it.
Yeah.
But okay, so that's great. So we are.
Question. Yeah, thank you.
We are. That is a very good question, and we're glad that you joined us today. And we have one other anonymous participant here that I think hasn't signed in, but we hope you join us the next time. Our next meeting, when's that going to be? It's going to be in November. Let me just bring that up right now, so we got a date right here. It's always the second Monday of the month.
November 9th.
November 9th will be our next one, and we could either keep it at 12 or move it to 2:30. So next month, if we keep it at 12, you'll be able to join us. Is that right?
Yeah.
Christine.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to keep it. We'll keep it at 12 then for next month, so that you'll be able to participate, and hopefully we'll have some other discussions going on with some of the others. I think today, because today was a holiday, I think there's many people probably at the beach today, right?
All right. Well, I don't know about the beach up here, but we'll be in Florida.
Yeah, we get skewed with our thinking sometimes.
Yeah, well, where they are, where you are, they're probably on the what is it called, the haystack trail there for Halloween.
Yeah, they're out driving around for the changing of the leaves, the foliage.
That's right, the foliage and the maize, right? What do they call that?
The corn maze.
Cornstalk maize.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where they're at today. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so I think we're going to stop the recording at this point, and
Want me to stop it?
yeah,
Okay.
and